So today topic is anti-gravity. Okay. So this is basically a by coder platform or software, you can say software similar to anti-gravity. So anti-gravity is mainly a software developed by Google, or this is a basically a coding platform, basically AI based coding platform built on top of VS Code. So its look will be similar to VS Code, but this is the AI feature added by basically Google. And so this is anti-gravity, similar to anti-gravity. So there are different other vibe coder which are so I will mainly talk about the famous one. So then Claude code is famous one, then Gemini CLI, okay, that is also famous. Windsurf. So in Windsurf, basically OpenAI also invested on some money on Windsurf. Then Cursor, okay. So these are mainly the famous um, AI coder, or these are the, you can say these are editors where with the help of AI. So it is like we can chat to write any code, okay. And there are different types of features that they provide to write a code. And let's say if you want to create some project, they do all the means they add different types of functionalities to this coding editor, okay. So the famous one are mainly Cursor, Claude Code, and recently Antigravity launched, I think just 2 weeks before, okay. So these are very famous, means in future or in current scenario also many people started doing their project with the help of this vibe coder, okay. Or this agentic coder also we can say. So this coder help you to write a code in a much faster way, okay. And let's say you do not know about the HTML, CSS, or any other language, but you know what you want to create, you have some idea and you want to execute those ideas, okay. And let's say if you do some research, and let's say if you have to create a website, what the technology that you can use, uh, some theoretical research if you do, and using those research if you want to create anything, so with the help of these coding tools you can do most of the task, okay. Since we are already know the agentic means in all this coding tool, the main technology that is working, if I quickly summarize, so RAG is the most important thing that it take, then web search, because let's say if you want to do write some code, okay, and it doesn't have that information, um, so it can fetch the information from web. Then MCP is also major tool that it integrate to do the things. Then agentic, okay. So in all these coding tools, agentic is one of the, means because of agentic only they are basically created some workflow and then they able to execute, okay. So yeah. And LLM already, means because of LLM only all these thing come into pictures, okay. So behind the, let's say if you see any uh, coding tool, AI based coding tool where you can search, generally this, because of this technology integration of this thing, they able to uh, basically give you the proper answer. RAG, let's say if you provide some code and means, let's say if you provide some repo, so uh, basically LLM model will able to see what are the things that are present in your code with the help of RAG system only. Let's say if you are asking some question related to some of the files, means okay, your Python file, then it will quickly able to go to that file with the help of RAG, means all the embedding thing, all the things happening behind the scene. Uh, okay, so it combine all these features to basically in any let's say um, if I give you some example, like, so there is a cursor, so this is very famous cursor. So I think this is the first that coding tool means the famous one, famous coding tool, AI based coding tool comes. um, so it is also mm, so it integrate different LLM models, like you can access Sonnet. Yeah, you can access Sonnet, Gemini. There are different model that it provide, and it has some cost. Okay, then Windsurf. Okay, so this is other vibe coding tool. Okay, uh, so this also means all the tools almost work similar. There are some extra features. Some means there are slight difference in terms of features, but the accuracy may be different for different uh, uh, coding tools. Okay, so Cursor, Windsurf, and Antigravity, Antigravity. Okay, Antigravity. So if I see the Cursor or Windsurf or Antigravity, all are built on top of VS Code. Okay, so I have in my system I have Windsurf as well. Means if you want to see the how UI looks, so and let's say cursor also. Let's open the cursor. So this is basically just I'm opening. Okay, so cursor, Windsurf, anti-gravity, and then Claude code. Okay, Claude code, and there is one more, Gemini CLI. Okay, Gemini CLI. So this CLI is mainly a command line. It means with the help of command line you can ask any question, and there are means in Gemini CLI. So it provides some free credit as well. Okay, but this Claude is paid one, means if you have to use Claude code. So this is also you can use it as a extension in VS Code, or you can use it through terminal. Similarly CLI as well. Okay, so if I, yeah, so see, this is the means this is basically a let me close all the file. Save, save. Okay. Yeah. So if you see here right side, okay, uh, this right side here, if you see the agent, right, agent, task, manual, okay, and you can ask some question here and it will provide some answer. Okay, so means here you can chat anything. So this is basically a cursor UI. I will not show you how it will work because these are mainly paid plans. Okay, and if you see the this is basically Windsurf. Okay, so here also you can ask question, and there are, let's say, different models like GPT 4.1, 5.1. So means in different similarly pro. So there are some free and some are paid one. Okay, so here also you can write something and it will give you the answer. Okay, if you ask anything, it will provide some answer. Okay, so the UI is similar to VS Code. Okay, uh, yeah, and let's say for example, if I go to document, yeah, so let's say if I open this with VS Code. Yeah. So here also, if you see, so in VS Code also, this is by default Copilot come, right? This is basically a Copilot. So Copilot is owned by a Microsoft. So Copilot is also one of the tools. Okay. They provide some free credit, but after that they will charge. Means, but that is very limited. Okay. So here also you can select different models like Claude, Haiku, GPT for minimum. But these are means these get exhausted after some time. So they provide some free credit monthly. So that also you can do. Here you can add Olama model as well. Means let's say if you install some Olama, that also you can use. Um, Now, let's say I have already installed Claude Code. So if I want to use Claude Code, so Claude Code, so there is a extensions. Okay, if you go to the extension, yeah, extensions. So let's say if I give Gemini CLI, okay, so they also provide some. So that is already there. Yeah. So that also you can, uh, let's say, uninstall it, restart extension, install. Yeah. So I don't know where it was. Let me open again. Okay. Yeah. So here one more, that is a Codex. So Codex is Chat GPT extension that also you can integrate it here. So there are different providers that you can integrate. Okay, here. Okay, so this is to just showcase what are the tools that are available, AI based tool for doing your project. Okay, so let's move to the, but this most of these are paid ones like Claude Code, Codex, and let's say even if they provide some free credits like Copilot, but that is a very limited. Um, but yeah, so we will move to the anti-gravity. Why anti-gravity? So if you see the anti-gravity, so anti-gravity provide, if you see the plan, okay. So currently it is a $0 per month, and there are many things which are free, like agent model, access to Gemini 3 Pro, Claude Sonnet, Opus 4.5 and GPT OSS 120 billion. So these are the models that are free, okay, to use. But yeah, definitely it has some mm, limited usage, in the sense, let's say after sometimes some of the model get exhausted, so it will take, let's say, 1 week or 1 week to basically again recharge. Okay, so yeah, so these are the some restriction, but many things or most of the things are free in anti-gravity. So anti-gravity is also one of the um, like vibe coding software which build on top of uh, that VS Code. Okay, so let's open the VS anti-gravity. So if you simply click this, it will get, yeah, so it will get open. How many of you have already installed anti-gravity or downloaded, at least downloaded? Anyone?
Install,
I,
sir.
mhm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, okay, great. Okay, okay. So anyone want to share their screen who have good internet, so that I can guide, or because I have already installed and done some configuration. So if any want to share, uh,
Right, sir.
okay, Chirantan, you can share. Yeah.
Uh, So generally, hello.
Haha.
So generally, as far as the Zora block, we have only access to GitHub Copilot, and we have
Mhm.
some paid this Claude is blocked for us. Like we cannot use Claude or anything else like another something. But we have only GitHub. We have access only to GitHub Copilot.
Yeah,
So
that.
and that too, some paid versions are there. Like we have some
Mhm.
tools. And enterprises versions will be there, right?
Mhm.
So we can access those. Like yeah. So 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 is that can we use GitHub Copilot for full potential for this vibe coding and everything?
GitHub
As a
GitHub Copilot, you can use, means what you want to know, means how to use GitHub Copilot, or
yes, GitHub Copilot.
okay. So if you know any one of the coding tool or AI based tool similar to Agentic, na, so if you know one of the framework, almost all
Okay.
of the framework will be similar. Okay.
Okay.
So there is nothing much changes.
Okay.
So, and this I think anti-gravity you should know, means everyone should know, because
Yes,
let's say, uh,
it's
let's say,
download. Okay. Okay.
if let's say if you able to, uh, let's say once you download it, and let's say if you want to do some work, or if you want to learn, or you have some idea and you want to basically implement that idea. Okay, so with the help of this, you can, it can make your learning faster. Okay, and also it will help you to create some project, and definitely most of the time project, let's say if you done some project, it will increase your confidence. Okay, so I think everyone should know this agentic AI tools, because in future, or means in, I think within 1 year, I'm saying that people in company will start using this platforms. Okay, and these are, they will treat it as a skill, like agentic and other thing. So similarly they will treat this software, whether they will treat it as a skill. Okay, yeah. So I think you Chirantan, you have already set up something. I think anyone who have not done any setup, just they have downloaded. Okay, so already all people have installed and started using. Okay, Yogesh.
Yes.
So
No,
you also have installed
yes,
or
yes, I
just
have
downloaded?
installed, but I didn't use anything.
Okay, so you can share your screen then. Wait, it will take some time.
Actually, I
Okay,
don't have good internet today because my Wi-Fi has expired today.
okay, then you can stop sharing. No problem.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I am sharing my screen. I think it.
so
So let's go to the anti-gravity. Okay. So when you open, I think everyone will be able to see there is a, this is the, so there are three window. So first, this is the second one, and in total three windows are there. And the last window that generally we use is where you can chat anything. Okay. And if you see, just uh, so if you see the chatbot, this the right side window. Okay, agent is there, then we below that chatbot is there, and then there are different planning like fast mode and planning mode. Okay, there are two conversation mode, and the model that you can pick up: Gemini 3 Pro, Low, Sonnet 4.5, Thinking, and Medium. Okay, so this high and thinking model are mainly, they are, Opus is the most powerful model in terms of coding, Claude Opus. But if you use very powerful model, your limit will get exhausted very soon. Okay, so you can use some other model, but you initially you can start, means just try for different model, then you will automatically learn which one to use or which one do not. And this is GPT OSS 120V, uh, means this is also a OpenAI model, but these are free. Even in Olama also this, their model weights are there. So but if you use this one, this is also good, but as compared to other model, this is the lowest one, GPT OSS. Okay, so these are the model that they provide. Now there are, if you see the top side, or maybe in the central window. Okay, so switch to agent manager, control plus C, code with agent, control plus L, edit code inline. Okay, so let's move to directly to agent manager. Okay, so you can click here, open agent manager. So their new window will get pop out. Okay, so let's say in here also there are a start conversation, workspace, and playground. Okay, left side if you see, so there are three windows: workspace, playground. So in workspace, all the project that you are working on, either you have opened that folder or not, it will basically show here. Okay, and then there is a playground. Okay, and yeah, and then there is a inbox, workspace, and playground. Before going through these tabs, so let me show you the documentation of Google Antigravity. So in, if you go to the website Google Antigravity, so there are resources, then documentation. Okay, so in documentation, there are, means if you see the getting started, agent mode, rules, task, browser agent, MCP. So first let's go to the artifacts. Okay, so artifacts are, let's say, if I first go to the task list. Okay, so this task list is like, let's say if you have given some task. Okay, task is like let's say if you want to create a chatbot, so if you give that problem to the anti-gravity, it will basically create some plan, okay, and it will define some task, okay, and you can see those tasks, okay. So basically these are like some pop-up window where so these are artifact are some pop-up window which will show you the what are the tasks it has assigned based on your objective, okay. Then once this task list get defined, then there is an implementation plan. So in implementation plan, it will show you what is the how it will implement the means, let's say if you given some problem, how it will implement that thing. So it is also like a document only, okay. So artifact is nothing but like a document where you can see what agent is doing or what AI is doing based on what the problem that you have given, okay. Then once let's say the implementation plan done or it implemented, it will create a walkthrough, okay. So walkthrough is also a sort of documentation where let's say these are the tasks I have done, and then there are some example how to run all these things. It will create some walkthrough, okay. Then there is a screenshot, okay. So this is very important or very useful. So this screenshot is like, let's say if you ask an agent to create some app, let's say chatbot, okay, and it created some UI, and that let's say open in a browser, okay. Then what it will do, it will click, let's say there are different button, whether different buttons are working fine or not. So it will uh, take by clicking all the button, and it will take the screenshot and create a recording of it, okay. So this will help basically to debug any app. Let's say if you create some app and it's not working, so this is, browser facility basically help to take click those things, and it will create a recording of it, and it will use that recording to further debug the app. So all the things will done automatically, you don't have to do anything, it will automatically debug the things, okay. So browser recording is just extension of that thing. So let's say you created some app, it will uh, click all the tabs that you have given in that app, and it will create a recording of it, okay. Then there is a knowledge. So knowledge is a just basically it able to capture your pattern. So let's say um, while chatting, let's say if you are chatting and you are using for 15-20 days, okay, so it able to see what you like and dislike based on your coding, or means in terms of project, let's say what are the things you want to keep it simple, or you want to use objects. So it will try to capture your means likes and dislikes, and which will basically help uh, this agent to give more suitable answer based on your uh, so it is like a personalized assistance, okay. So this knowledge will basically help that thing. Then MCP, we can, there are some custom MCP that are already available, so not custom, so there are MCP which are already available, and there are MCP which we can add, okay. We can add our own MCP model, servers, okay. Yeah. So these are mainly the things that are in anti-gravity. So let's again go back to the anti-gravity. So now, so there are two means windows. So there is a code editor window where you can write a code, and there is a, if you click the open agent manager, so this is like a chat GPT sort of thing where you can, it will not show you any code, okay. So if here if you go to the open editor, again it will go back to the code, okay. So there are two windows that are opening here, right? If you see, there is a edit code editor and there is a means agent manager. So agent manager is like a ChatGPT sort of UI where you can give any task, it will plan, and the coding is happening in this code editor. Okay. Uh, yeah. Now, so this is a code. This is code editor, and here if you see the upper side, there are three dots. Okay. Cruise. Okay. So here there are three dots. If you see the customization and MCP server. Okay. So in customization, you can add rules and workflows. Okay. And these rules can be applicable for workspace or global. That is up to you whether you want to apply that rule. So rule are, let's say, there are some rules which you want to create, and you don't have to tell every time that agent uh, that I want to do means follow this pattern or that pattern. If you create a rule, just once you assign that rule to agent, it will automatically follow that rule. Again, you don't have to give the instruction. So it is like a some sort of fixed instruction which you want agent to follow. Okay, so you don't have to again write every time. So these rules get saved in the this agent here, and it that rule you want to apply it to workspace or particular project or global means for every project it will be applied. Similarly, workflows. So workflow is set of instruction means again, let's say if you have to complete the task, what are the steps that it need to follow, so that also you can define. Okay, so this we will see, but here just I'm giving the intro of it. Okay, so rules and workflow. Then if I again go to MCP server. Okay, so here these are the MCP server that are already available here, and you can download, install this. Like PayPal also you can install, Pinecone database that also you can install. There are many things that you can install, and you can add your own MCP tools. So since we use LangChain, and so LangChain also created one MCP tools. Means with the help of that MCP tools, you can basically, let's say if you want to get some codes, and there are LangChain also, there are different version, right? Version 1 and there are previous one. So we, let's say if you want to use the latest version only, and because if you have something in ChatGPT, most of the time it gives the code from previous version, and we do not want to use that thing. So let's say uh, for the all the documentation, means it is like a, let's say this MCP server will help you to write a code based on this documentation. Okay, means LangChain, LangGraph, all this documentation. So let's say if you want to create a LangGraph agent, okay, so it will follow this document to create that agent, and we want that vessel, right? So they also created some MCP tools. Okay, so if you go to the last thing, means if you open the LangChain document and just go to connect these docs programmatically. So if you click this, okay, so it have given some instruction. Let's say if you have to connect with Claude Code, how you can do that? Simply Claude MCP add. So and for cursor or VS Code, these are the things we are using. Antigravity. Okay, so for Antigravity, what you need to do? Simply copy this thing and open the Antigravity, and if you see the MCP store, then manage MCP server. Okay, so if you click the manage MCP server, so this I have already installed, means added and enabled. So how to enabled, or if you want to see how to use it, so this just a minute. So simply I have pasted that thing here, the same code that you have seen here. Okay, simply you have to, if you have to add any MCP server, simply you have to click the config in this way, and you can use this thing. Okay, even let's say in one of the class we have seen how to create a MCP server. Okay, and we have seen how we open the client, means create a client, and there also we write something similar to that. So that also we can write it here. Okay, we can write it here, simply paste that thing here, so it will add that thing as well. Okay, so you can add multiple MCP server. Okay, yeah, now that is good. So again, let's, yeah, back to agent. Yeah, so now these are the mainly, and here one more thing, that is a open browser. So if you open the browser, okay, so it will create a basically this browser. Let's say uh, if your project required, you are creating some web app, okay, and you want to test it in browser, so it will run that thing. Even let's say if you are using creating a Streamlit app, okay, so it is running on browser most, so it will basically open that in this browser. Okay, so you have to use, if you want to use uh, or test that uh, app, you need to install this browser. So how to install? So simply if you click this thing, means this one, this open browser, it will automatically ask install extension. Okay, so that in that way you can install that extension very easy. If you get any problem, let me know. But yeah, so now let's okay, first I'm closing all the things. Yeah, okay. So first simply click open agent manager. Okay, open agent manager, and so there is one task, I think Hitesh has posted. Okay, and I want to basically work on that task. Yeah, so if I just follow this thing, okay, so the task is CSV question answering bot multi-agent plus query orchestrator. So let's start this thing. ANI, no input. Yeah. So let's copy this thing, and my agent manager is open. Okay. So always start with playground. Okay. So here workspace is there, and then there is a playground. Okay. So simply here add a click plus. Okay. So now start new conversation in playground. Okay, so simply test that thing. Okay, uh, an AI assistant, yeah, let's say I want to create an AI assistant that answer user question from CSV file like sales student data, inventory record, no coding or an input. User ask a natural language question such as what was the average profit in process orchestration. Once read, clear task. Okay, so when you start here, if you see again in below side, there is a fast and planning mode. So always use means planning mode. So planning mode will basically help to think the problem. So it will try to plan something on that. Okay, as the name suggests. And fast, if you choose the fast mode, it also create some plan, but it will be in hurry. Okay, so when you, let's say it is like when you are creating one project, before doing any coding, you want to think in some means how the project will look like and what are the technologies that we will use. So before doing anything, we plan. Okay, so use that planning mode. Okay. Yeah, so let's say this, I'm directly pasting that thing. Okay, so what it will do, it will read the thing and started. Okay, if you see now the task, so this is one of the artifact. Yeah, so it will continuously running. Meanwhile, we can see. Okay, so CSB question answering AI assistant planning, research LangChain agent orchestration pattern, design multi-agent architecture, create implementation plan, get user approval on plan. Implementation, set up project structure, CSV data loader agent, create data analysis calculation agent, all this thing, create example, verification, test with cell data, inquiry. So if you want, you can, there is a comment on this line, right side. We can use LangChain documentation MCP server for latest code. That comment we can add here. And what else? We can add more comment. Implementation. Create some dummy CSV file. Okay, add comment. And also what we want to do, let's say create a simple Streamlit web app and use UV to add any packages. Okay, and in LLM use GPT 5 nano only. Okay, keys are stored in .env file, so use .env. Okay, so these are the things that we have added. Let's say these are the comment that we have added, and let's say submit. We want to submit it first. So it will add those things as well in the task. Okay. See the MCP tool that we have added. So it will यहाँ GPT-4 ना, so use GPT-5 nano. Okay. Review and we can submit. So it will do, it is doing multiple things. Okay, so you can just let's say I have just corrected that thing, so it is working on that thing. And view task, so it is generating. Okay, so before that, let's say we want to see the implementation plan. Okay, so there are two files created, task and implementation plan. So let's say we want to see the implementation plan. Okay, so these are the implementation plan. Okay, it has created, and I'm not going into much detail, but just wanted to show you how this implementation plan look like. So if you need to simply say proceed. If you are okay with the plan, simply say proceed. Okay. So then it will started creating those things. Okay. Now, so that is okay. So it will automatically uh, running those things. Just you need to say run. It will ask every time. It will ask some instruction. Okay. Now, so it is running. At the same time, let's say if you want to work on different project, okay, and you have some more idea, so you can always, so that is running in background. At the same time, you don't have to wait for that to complete to execute some other task. You can parallelly create some other task as well. Okay, maybe let's say I want to create chatbot for banking credit cards. So I have list of cards and features, and based on user spending pattern, I will suggest credit card, and user can chat, create some dummy data for it. Okay. Yeah. So now the two tasks are running. Okay. So I want to create chatbot AI assistant for CSV data. So we can anytime we can go to the anyone. Okay. So it is basically doing the things. So if you see the code editor, once it will get completed, I think then it will show the, okay. Yeah. So it is creating, it is already running, and you can always review. Okay. Here, let's say if you want to make any changes in the implementation plan, you can. Here it hasn't taken that GPT-4 nano. So see, we have created some other plan like credit card. So already the pop-up come implementation plan. Let's see the implementation plan. Okay. So this is the implementation plan. Create an intelligent chatbot that recommend based on spending pattern, dummy credit card database. Okay. Propose changes, define along with 810 cards, include these are the things: user spending patterns, recommendation engine, chatbot core, web interface. Let's say you want to make in some other. Okay. And so it will give you all the things. So simply what you need to do, if you click proceed, it will automatically start implementing it. Let's say recommendation engine, here I want to use Streamlit for web app, not any CSS or other web tech. Add comment, proceed, let's say. Yeah. So it will ask UV sync. It will automatically installing the things. So it has means simply you need to say yes. Or if you ask any permission, so it will all automatically install the packages, everything it will do automatically. Okay. Now let me and then test the application. I have updated the, okay. Let's wait for this credit card because I want to focus on other thing. Yeah. So it is editing the git ignore file. So git ignore basically some of the file like .env file and other file which you do not want to send into a GitHub because these are secret files. So if you name that file in git ignore, so it will ignore those files before pushing it to GitHub. Okay. So now it has implemented the things and it is creating some walkthrough. Okay. Yeah, so meanwhile it is generating. Let's go back to the code. Okay, maybe it has created. So it is testing also. And here if you see the in playground also AI assistant for CSP data, there is a plus sign, open new tab, and there is a move your work into a folder. So playground is, let's say if you are okay with the things, you can always move this into a okay. Here we run. Okay, take a company groups, open. Yeah. So this is the walkthrough. Okay. So user question, then there are different orchestration agent, CSV loader, calculator. So it has created the agent, and this is some. It is like a final document and how to run all these thing it has given. Okay. So let's say if I move this thing, if you see the upper here, the plus, open new tab, and then there is a move your work into a folder. So let's say if I move, choose folder. So let's say documents only, and documents, let's say vibe coding, and okay, here only. Let's see if I move. So it's moving that to that folder. You can also start with workspace as well, but it will be better to if you start with credit card. Once you are okay with the all the things, then you can move into a workspace. Okay, so it's moving the things into a workspace. Yeah. Now, if you see all the codes that it has created is there. Okay, and let's see the app.py set config control minus. Let's see. I want to see which model it is using. Path leave, import path, agent, config.py, OpenAI key. Okay, here we can change the GPT-5 Nano. Okay, let's see whether GPT-5 Nano is there or not. GPT-5 Nano API. Simply click this and yeah, GPT-5 Nano. Control C. Okay. Yeah. Now this is okay. Let's test. We can run by ourselves. Streamlit run app.py. So in pyproject.tml lang graph, so now these are the problems that you will face. So let's say LangChain current version is LangChain current version is 1, but it is just written greater than equal to 20. So let's say even I can chat it here, open file in editor, and simply let's say copy this and paste it here. Then it will try to debug it. Yeah. Right. Okay. Accept, accept. Yeah. Run on browser and test it. See. Yeah. It will automatically creating the recording. Okay. If you see here, getting, and you can minimize that as well. So it say open in browser still. Again, it will try to fix the thing. Do that for me. Accept, accept. Okay. So I got the problem. So you should know what is the problem, because there are multiple .vnb file. Because before that also we have .vnb file. So because of that only the problem happen, and this we know, right? So I can tell there are multiple .vnb files. Delete all the .vnb in this folder and create a fresh one, because that only you are getting problem. Okay. Accept, yeah, yes, do that for you sync. accept. Accept. Yeah, so this app is ready, and let's say what was the average profit. Hmm, what was the average profit? SIM router branch for unknown target. Okay, so the idea is it has created something. There always be some bugs that you need to fix it. Okay, uh, so this is the data that you can see that it has created. But see, means if you have to do the task by yourself, it will take time, right? But you can, if you know the line graph and other technology, you can always do your work much faster once you started using this agentic tools. Okay, AI coder tools. Okay, so always when you create any implementation or any things, so the best approach will be always to create a small module. Okay, if you give, right now we have given complete things. Okay, do those these things, so we can go step so that we can debug the things, and they also perform well when we do stepwise things. So let's say in this case also, let's say in stepwise, I can do first create a calculation agent. Okay, then other agent that you can do. But and even let's say here we have chat. Let's say we can copy that thing and paste it here too. So, okay, so the model that I have selected, because of that only the problem is coming. So always accept Claude Sonnet 5. So before the GPT OSS was there. So should, yeah, what was the average profit? What was the average profit in 2024? That cannot be a end node. Just accept all. Your test by yourself in browser. Okay. So in next class we will continue from here. But yeah, so this is just to showcase how you can basically work on um, or how you can use the things really anti-gravity. Okay. Uh, Actually, my idea was to showcase, but still it giving some bugs. Let's try one last time. Let me test in the browser. Expand. Yeah. So now the basically anti-gravity is testing. Yeah, okay. So it only has asked the question, what was the average profit? So it's saying some it taking time. Okay. So yeah. So now this message is he got, and he will pass this message to your things. Okay. Okay. So in next class, we will see how we can. Uh, I want to finish this, but every time when I start trying to finish it, it again giving some error. So you can see the playback as well. Okay, so this is the recording of what he was trying to do and the error, and it passes to the LLM model to just to uh, debug the error. Okay, expand. Again, it will test. See, it given the answer. The average profit in 2 to 24 was this one. Okay, so now it's working. Okay, this is to showcase. So see, we have at least completed uh, one of the things uh, in 1 hour time, right? Means uh, almost we have calculated the agent, means that calculator app for. mm, Okay, sorry. Yeah. So in next class, we will try to see some more features in that. Okay. So just means I request everyone to use or try to use, and even in this also one thing we have seen multiple bugs, right? And all this because if you don't have the knowledge of it, uh, the bug was very simple. It is taking some time, and um, let's say if we have created .env file and it was stuck and it was not able to verify the debug. So knowledge is required before using these tools. Unless you have knowledge, you cannot use it efficiently, and So many people have fear that once these tools uh, have means it can do multiple things, so what will be our use? So what I feel is like this tool have some, all these tools have some limitations, okay, which human only can fulfill. So there our role is will come, and it make our work faster, but I don't think it will replace us. Okay, so you you have to, I mean, let's say even if you have to create any project, you have to write something, right? So that instruction is also given by human only. They cannot do their own project, right? Means they cannot create their own idea and start implementing. We have to give some task and how to execute, what are the workflow, how to execute it. All these thing we can define, but these tools make the work faster, much faster. Okay, so because of that, I think everyone should know these tools. Yeah. Any question? Okay, then that's it for today's class. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, sir.